morning, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. Right now, we just have two tables up, and I'm firing up some more here quickly. We did manage to fall onto the clean pro table for the stream. Hopefully, he doesn't leave. Uh, I guess we'll find out if he's going to dip or not right now, or just reload. He just lost like 3 stacks since I said, "Oh, he does leave." That's unfortunate. Okay, third table up. That'll help adjust the stream. Okay, on this board, we do a lot of checking, so we will check here. Could argue just like, okay, he checks back. Go for value here on the 6. He shoves. Okay, it makes it easy enough. Just let that go. Do I think he has a 5? Not like super, super often, but we'll let that one go. Okay, that's up and running. I'm just going to be adjusting the streams here a little bit, so bear with me. Fold Jack 4. The 4 tables are up. Looks cool. I think that's just my screen. Anyways. Okay, so Twitch will be following here shortly. YouTube will be up shortly. Okay, I guess I have to wait kind of. So our bankroll is up to almost 1,400 now. We started at $400. What was it? A week ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was now. So definitely going in the right direction, rebuilding it. It's kind of half the point of this entire YouTube channel is just to prove that poker's still alive. You can still crush the games. You can still move up stakes. It's not just like locked in. Um, so hopefully the guys joining, you do get some value out of that, and you do see that it's possible to grow your channel, or not grow your channel, grow your poker bankroll, move up stakes, continue to improve. We do call on the 7 here. Hit fold here. Gate 5 is going to bump those up. I guess I'll get some music going. Subscribe to earn. Get rewards by producing or gifting subscriptions. And just fold the 4-5. Check here. I will come along given the. I'm just not going to 3-bet because he opened it under the gun, even though he is super high VPIP here. He's actually won the GG Masters twice. I don't even know what to think about this guy because I have him tagged as a mega whale. But 2023, 20, won it twice in 2023. Interesting. Okay, check here. We will call with the king jack and backdoor diamonds. Should probably have ice with the queen 5 suit in the bottom left. Heads up is definitely not our specialty, so let's just kind of get these channels up and running. And we're just check calling here. I don't really intend to fold at any point. Obviously, if you run into queens plus, we run into queens plus. It's fine. There's nothing to do but like check call down against a villain playing 67 VPIP and with these types of stats, of course. He does end up giving up, unfortunately. Right. And we'll value bet 7. All right. Just getting the, yeah, we're going to 3-bet here. Just getting everything set up over here. Okay, that'll do there. Check here. Right. King 10 improves on the turn. We're losing to jacks, queens, queen jack. Still calls like um all of his jack 10, queen 10, 9 10, ace queen, king queen, they all continue to call. He does raise. I think with this hand, we probably just have to stack off in this spot. Good chance we're losing uh, to a fucking turn. Two outer. That's cool. Um, altered content. No. Okay, let's save that. That's an unfortunate start. Getting, and he's gonna dip. It's even cooler. Okay, that's up and running. This is up and running over on Twitch. So we are live on YouTube and Twitch, depending where you guys like to watch. Bit of an unfortunate hand here. His raise is always the nuts, which is unfortunate. Probably should just realistically fold turn there. Like we three bet pre, we bet flop, and we go three quarters pot almost on turn. There's pretty much no reason um, for us to shove there. Um, but like, well, I mean, we're shoving because, yeah, I don't know. I think honestly, I think it's fine. I think, I think because like we have the outs to the 10, like we have at least four or five, we have at least six outs if we're behind. So I think, yeah, I think the call's fine. It's just one of those spots where it is what it is. Okay. And we'll bump up the 10-6 suited. All right. So YouTube's up and running now. Twitch is up and running now. Okay. We are three betting here. And for multi-way, we're just going to get it anyway here with the fives. Okay. Pretty good flop for us. He snap checks back, unfortunately. So now we'll just go for value. The idea was to give him a chance to bluff flop, but he just literally snap gave up. So we can move on. Just value bet. We do break this board. We're not really going to be c betting on this board 100% of the time or anything. We will c bet every once in a while with the king 10 because we block like a queen 10 and a queen king type hand that sometimes villains call out of the small blind. And his most likely holding in these spots can be like small pocket pairs. So we c bet flop, we can barrel turn and on any like face card. So we're going to pick up equity and they will fold a lot. Okay, we'll start with half pot here. We flop the nuts. This is usually a spot there's a good chance to get paid with. Um, I'm going to check back here. If I bet he's less than a pot size bet, it looks like I have a king. When I check back, it gives him the notion that maybe I don't have a king here, and he might just shove for us. And he did. Okay, and we're three betting the ace jack suited, of course. So yeah, if you guys are checking out the YouTube channel, I did put the link in the description here in the stream below. So feel free to slip over and check out Twitch as well. Follow over there, always is great. Snap folding over here in the top right. And we'll just work on grinding our way back. Been on a bit of a heater, so I do expect to have a couple sessions sooner or later that don't necessarily go our way. For you guys who watched the stream, I think it was yesterday or the day before, we hit like 17 sets within an hour or something insane. Okay, we'll fold king eight off. Okay, and we'll fold the queen nine off as well. 5-3. What's the PLO stream looking like? I've definitely considered moving over to PLO for a little bit here and there. And we'll fold the queen seven off. Okay, and the 6-2's off. We'll let that go. For you guys checking out the stream, make sure you feel free to chat. It's preferred having the music on or just like not really at all. I feel like it'd be probably pretty quiet, like dead air without any music. Uh, but I gotta look into that and like either like buy just a playlist that I can own to avoid any kind of like strike. We do call here with the tens. Okay. I am just gonna call here. I think we do have backdoors, and he's just kind of donk leading into us. Yeah, he does show up overlap too, very. That's unfortunate. Okay. That is one thing to keep in mind is that a lot of the time when villains are donking into you on these like random spots, they're just gonna smash off another set. We're on a heater team. Mind you, we did get two outed over here, so that's cool. But yeah, we probably could just fold turn there, but against people who are wailing around, it's a little bit more difficult to let those hands go. At top left, we can just get out of the way here. So we are trying to put a little bit more time into the stream. Um, Karma, told you. Little LaRusso, yeah, we're just gonna call here. What did he have? Can we still see that? With that King Jack hand that we played? Oh man, I gotta get a new mouse. My roller broke. It's driving me nuts. It's right here, anyways. So you had King Nine off. Interesting. Twice we're gonna call here with the 8-5 or the King Queen, and we will be bumping up down here as well. He did check. We're gonna check here. We lose to ace X some portion of the time. All right, we're gonna have to start three betting this guy like constantly if he's opening 6-4 off under the gun. Okay. We don't see bet a ton on this type of texture, but when we do have the backdoor gut shot and an overcard and two overcards to the mid pair, we will. When Ulster like cold calls, it's more likely we're better off folding more often with a Jack nine type hand than we are to call. Like some people will just call their thinking pot odds. Um, Clubs roll off. I think we check here. But you just like his calling range is a lot of like ace jack suited, king jack suited, queen jack suited, pocket tens, pocket jacks, stuff like that. So even like sevens, eights, nines, some portion of the time people will overcall with. So you just end up in a really like gross spot. And we're just gonna give up here at king nine. Okay. We do three bet. It's actually a really good flop for us in our range. We have all like the king X. Um, so we're just gonna basically play our hand as a bluff for the most part. Um, because one, we have the strongest hand. It's unlikely he can call down three streets when we go bet bet bet. And we don't want to go check 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 and lose to like pocket sixes or sevens. So generally, I like to take a more aggressive line in those scenarios. Okay, we will check jack nine off. Okay, I think we'll just let that go. Okay, and obviously we three bet the kings bottom right. Try to remember. So the green tables are NL 50, the blue tables are NL 25. Seriously? What is going on here? Twitch is constantly crashing like this. I don't really understand why. But this is like 2 days running now that Twitch has just been like crashing out of the stream. Your download was canceled. Please try again later. I certainly didn't cancel it. Hmm. Okay. We'll fold six deuce off. So for those of you who, if you came here from Twitch, or usually watch on Twitch, it's currently, I'm not sure what's going on. It was crashing all day yesterday. Every like 30 seconds, it would, it would just like crash, not that low, but every like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, it would crash out, or we'd randomly get like a 20-minute run and it would crash out. But yeah, a lot of 5 to 7 minute crashes. And it looks like it's crashed out again today. I'm not quite sure how to restart that from my side of things. Edit your stream title and description, share stream link. So if anybody knows how to do that on Streamlabs, feel free to let me know. Um, I don't want to end and restart the whole thing because I'm pretty sure it's just going to keep doing that. Um, but schedule a stream, record. No, 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 no. All right. Well, we're just on YouTube this morning then, by the looks of it. Maybe the Twitch stream will just kind of kick back in on its own. We are in actually the Streamlab Discord. So maybe I'll load that up here for a second. Um, Technical support. I don't know if there's much in this channel yet. Okay, let me just raise the ace king, three betting the tens. Happily just show down the three if they'll let us. If he jams it in for seven more bigs, obviously against a 57 VPIP, we're pretty happy to get in pocket tens. And we'll just try to win a flip. Okay. Too bad he didn't have pocket jacks. Think. Oh man, we're running good. That's hilarious. Okay. Your pocket aces in the top right. Full half pot. And he'll fold 10-6. Take it down. Fold the jack-6 off. Um, okay, I gotta figure out where can I chat here. And we're gonna ice the queens. Okay, fold the 5 deuce. I think multi-way will just check here with the king 10 bottom left. Little Russo cold calls us. There's some king jack, queen jacks, like ace jack type hands, so we want to be value betting pretty strong here and just target those. Pretty much most of his other parts of his range lined up folding. Just because he's such a whale, like a lot of the time, sure, you should just be like range betting at some boards like that, but particular spot, I'm fine not. Yeah. So we did lose that hand. We had 3-bet kings, got called by nines, c-bet a jack queen high flop. Called, he turned the 2-outer, and we ended up stacking off at this NL50 table in the top left. But I think we've probably clawed our way back to not even, but close enough. Oh yeah, so they shut the channel down for now. That's why. Okay. Um, okay, well, we can't currently look up stream issues. Uh, we'll be right back. I guess we'll play with this 5 hand. So yeah, the Twitch stream's currently down for anybody trying to watch it over there. Feel free to go hit the follow button and subscribe on Twitch, but yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with it. The stream yesterday kept disconnecting and reconnecting. Today it connected fine, but then disconnected, and that's pretty much been the end of it since. Okay, ace queen under the gun. We'll bump up. Okay, pretty standard spot here to just c-bet. We'll be putting in a lot of double barrels. Holy, 93 VPIP. How many hands is that? 14. Okay, that's a good run out. Okay, raise the queen seven suited. So we're gonna go excessively big here. And the reason is that there's a bunch of these 30 big blind stacks. So we kind of just want to put them in a spot where they need to either shove or fold. Fold the 10-7. And we're gonna three bet the sevens here. I think it's just gonna be significantly more profitable given how wide both these guys are. And we're gonna double barrel here in the bottom right. It's a great river card. Okay, I think we're gonna check the sevens here in the top right, and we'll value bet in the bottom left. Okay. He checks back as well. I don't think we need to start bluffing on the ace. I think when he checks back the flop, kind of makes it more likely he might have a hand like ace X or like 8-9, 9-10 where he doesn't want to fold. Fold king 9, and we'll just let the sevens go. Okay. We'll pull up our track record for the week here in a minute too. Might as well bring that into the fold. We are cruising through the week. I think we're at 7,000. I don't think I updated that as much as I should have been, but I will try to get Twitch back up and running. I don't really know how to load that in. Okay, pocket aces in the bottom left. Click here to reload player. Error 1000. I never adjusted anything on my um, Streamlabs, so I'll probably try to just like fire up Twitch on its own. Maybe even at the end of this stream just to see. Okay, so it goes limp, limp, limp. We ice the ace jack. Okay, pretty good flop for us. We'll start with half pot, even if we are out of position. Paying Juan is going to have an extremely wide range here. Okay. We'll go small. And I think we just check river now. And hope for like that they have like, 10x or 6-5 off. Okay. Value bet only and value bet wall. Okay, so like that's basically so a villain like this, you don't want to be bluffing, you don't want to be like double barreling with bluffs and stuff because you're just calling down everything. Um, you pretty much want to be just value bet your second pairs, value bet your ace highs, excuse me, value bet all your top pairs like they're the nuts, like that kind of stuff. And then find out if they're calling, the river as well. If you were to like shove into them and stuff. You don't want to be like bluffing those spots and double barreling versus these villains. You just want to like bet for value and roll with it. I think Tang Zhuang will come along, so I'm just gonna limp in here. I don't see a world where she actually raises or he raises. So if we can get in for two big blinds, multi-way in position, we have a chance to like stack a bunch of people. So I'm I'm fine with just like calling there, not ISOing. Obviously, if villain was deep, we'd be significantly more likely to ISO. But if we ISO, then it goes like call and then shove, and then we're just like in a terrible spot. Bottom pair. Okay, value bet, get called. Almost never has an ace when he checks there on the river. Okay. I think we're gonna check here with the ace multi-way. We need to keep villains' ranges pretty wide, and give them a chance to potentially pick something up and or bluff at the pot. So yeah, we just call turn and then be calling most rivers. Probably the only thing I would fold to is like an overbet in this spot. 3/4 pot. He's gonna have an 8 a lot of the time when he's willing to go that big, but he's also just gonna have like an ace that we're chopping with. Um, Sometimes he'll just have the flop nuts. But yeah, again, you're not going to win every hand. If you're value betting, you're going to get called by hands that beat you. If you're value betting properly, if you're only ever value betting and winning like 100% of the time, then you're pretty much just not going to be value betting enough. Um, hey, great. Okay, check the 6 jack, fold jack 5 off. Okay. I need to get something to eat. I will be back in like 2 seconds. I guess we'll finish it in his hands. Okay, 3-bet the ace jack suited. How did that hand play out? Just pre-flop, I'm wondering. Call, call, call. Calls the ace eight. Yeah, okay. Okay. And we're just going to go a little bit more than 33 here. Okay. Fun mock cold calls. We're gonna go small here because like the cold calls is tens and jacks a lot of the time. It's could be kings and aces given his stack size here. It's really weird to see a cold a raise a 3-bet and a cold call off of a like 55 big blind stack. Um, we do see bet. We do get 2 callers. Um, Hopefully, Family Man does not lead into us here. Does check. Um, I think I'm going to check back as well. I don't think we're getting a lot of folds here when it goes bet call call in a 3-bet pot on a king high board, um, multi-way, and we do have 4 outs to hit. Maybe 7 outs. The ace can definitely be good here. So I think I'm fine just kind of giving up in this spot. Okay. All right, we'll be right back. We're back. And we have a very good flop for our range right now. Top right, ace jack, backdoor clubs. Queen makes that significantly less better. So we're just gonna check. Try to pick up clubs. Checks again. I think we just let this check down. Yeah, there's just way too many two pairs in his range. After calling flop, we're gonna get crushed by, unfortunately. Now, okay. If anybody knows how to relaunch a stream to Twitch, let me know because I don't have a clue. And Twitch crashed on us. Okay, pick up kings in the bottom left, ace king top right. Fold the ace six off. Fold the queen five off. Yeah. All right, back again. And yes, obviously calling with the 10 here. I adjust this chair, sorry. I think my microphone might have fallen a little bit as well. But anyways. And we're going to value bet river once he check calls. That's a little big. Um, this is an interesting spot here. I think I'm just gonna stab half pot, hope for the best here. Possible everybody brick this. Fold queen six. And we're just gonna see bet small and double barrel. All right, money goes in now on the king. Not much else to do there. It's a pretty wet board. We have a massive hand in the top left. Fold here. I do not have king, queen, queen. I have king, jack off. Tens. 8-4. I appreciate the donation to the channel. For those of you who don't know, I'm chat banned, so I can't talk to you. I first joined GGPoker like 3 years ago, and I raged out at NL25 a couple times or NL10 or whatever it was, and um, I've been chat banned. I can't get it off. It's been like 3 years. I've been trying, and they won't they won't remove it, which seems kind of crazy considering I didn't really say anything other than like you suck. But we did get chat banned, so. If you guys are at the tables, feel free to join and chat um, all you would like. So yeah, but yeah, if you want to chat, just check out the stream, um, and away we go. But yeah, we did get binked with the chat ban like 2.5 years ago, unfortunately, and that was that. We just crashed out on some bad beat a couple times. We got like one warning, I think, and then or two warnings, and then raged out, and that was the end of it. So hopefully, as YouTube grows and the years go on, we can get that released sooner than later. But yeah, as of right now, we're pretty well cooked in that sense. We'll let this go if it keeps continuing to barrel there. And I really wasn't paying enough attention to that hand to be willing to hero call that spot. Um, I do appreciate all you guys checking out the channel. Should we get a Discord? I've been thinking about adding a Discord in. I feel like that would kind of connect the community a little bit. Um, it's tough because I stream at weird hours sometimes, and like my life is like super busy. So streaming a ton is difficult, though I feel like I do a relatively good job considering, um, I have a wife and kids, and and I work full time. Um, against Mr. MacGyver here, I think we'll just start with half pot, blind versus blind. We do also do a lot of checking blind versus blind. Okay, we got a straddle up here in the top left. I think it's just this guy comes along, which is annoying because of his stack size. I think I'm just gonna raise though. It's a really good flop for us. Not really for us, but for our hand. We didn't three bet pre, um, so let's just check this quick. So here's something to keep in mind. If most people feel like this is a really good board for villain, and they'll just like check call here. But opening from the range, from the button with the proper range, like they have a massive hand. It's the same, like almost opening from the button is almost the same as calling from the big blind. So like these spots where you have gut shots and flush draws and all that kind of stuff, you definitely want to be like check raising them, and playing aggressively uh, with those draws. So we do get three bet, and then we get this like tiny barrel into us. We have an overcard and we have a ton of back doors. This is the spot you are not allowed to fold, so you have to call here. Even though it might feel like you have nothing, you have actually quite a bit. And then once he checks, I think we go. I know we talked about not bluffing into this guy, but I feel like, oh man, no, we're gonna listen to our past self and just give up here with the king high. We suck. But again, I don't know. He probably would have called that. Like that's the issue, right? Like in that spot, maybe he folds ace high. I don't know, but honestly, I wouldn't even be confident that he would fold ace jack there. So we don't want to be um, bluffing into him in those spots. Okay. We're going to take a pot control line here with profit bets coming along. And we are going to value bet the 10 here. Hmm. Okay. Well, that's an easy fold now. Yeah, I was going to say it makes most sense that Tang hit that 4 when they raise river there. But that's, I mean, as far as people collecting chips off of us, Tan is a great one to get them. Okay, fold the queen 5 and check the 10-8. And value bet river. And obviously we are three betting the ace king off in the bottom left. King 9 off, small blind versus button. Don't three bet it too often. King 10 we three bet almost 100%. Three bet the king nine suited. This is a pretty dry board, so we're gonna do a lot of double barreling here. That's a very quick call. Same here, we're gonna double barrel, or sorry, barrel here, and we do take that down. Think I'm just gonna check bottom left. I'm gonna give the quick call a little bit of respect. Uh, it's generally not a super strong hand, but it can be a lot of queen X and nine X that aren't going to be willing to fold. 10-9, well, it's just crazy for him to open 10-9 off under the gun and then call a small blind three bet with it, but that's fine. So those are spots like when you do pick up on that from villain, like you need to be doing a lot more like lasting post flop because that means their range um, going to the flop in a three bet pot is going to be like extremely wide. So when they're calling those hands and they're calling flop bets with those hands, by the time you go bet bet shove, it's most likely that they will end up folding in these spots. Um, this is close with nines between like shoving, folding, calling, probably all relatively close EV. Because MacGyver's so tight, um, I'm gonna put actually, I'm not even gonna go this big. I'm gonna go very small. We're gonna go very small here, 10%. And let MacGyver kind of tell us his hand, or SPB 78 tell us their hand. Because I think with Ace King out there, there's a lot of just people who are just going to fold in those spots. So I don't mind like taking that extra stab line every once in a while. And with this villain, with our strong hands, actually, we're going to start opening larger because he's just going to be calling super wide. So like, give it up with the aces. The queens here should definitely maybe start going bigger in these spots. And family, ooh, don't want to do that. This is like a shove when you have 10 bigs. This is like a shove 100% of the time almost. Uh, okay, I think I'm just gonna call. Ace king off, under the gun open, big blind three bet over a squeeze. I think calling is the best play. And we're gonna value bet queens here now that he checks back turn as well. That's a good flop for us. We will call. Okay, that's who we want to see fold. We lose to kings and pocket nines. It's pretty much it in his squeezing range there, I would think. Pocket nines might not even be in it. Um, so we do block like ace king of hearts, king queen hearts. So what size do we want to use here? He probably has king queen in his range. We'll go a little less than half pot. We just want to set up ourselves to be able to shove river, basically. And then if you went check shove, it's probably pretty gross, but I think I don't know. It's tough. Honestly, if you went check shove, we'd probably call just because we have top pair, top kicker, and a three bet pot of ace king. But like honestly, if it goes check shove, it's going to be a lot of like pocket nines, like pocket nines, kings. There's just no bluffs very like almost ever in that spot from that from villain. And we're just value betting here with the ace king. And we'll just check down now because now we lose to king queen and ace queen and stuff like that. We also lose to ace three offsuit. But we don't expect like him to fold any eights there. So we just, you're gonna lose some spots, but you want to be value betting a ton. Ace king's one of those hands you want to be value betting. We've seen him call down with like just ace X bunch. I did upgrade or update Streamlabs this morning, so I wonder if potentially that's part of the problem over on Twitch. It says I'm live, but it says like the player won't load with error 1000. Last time I had to adjust like my bit rate um, to fix that. But anyways, I do have an error code here. What's that? Unmute your microphone. No, it's unmuted. It's funny though, like if I'm talking with my microphone muted, I'll get like a notification saying, "Hey, you're muted," which is kind of cool. I didn't realize that. Okay, so let's pull up PokerCraft for the week. Actually, hold on. Let me join this table here first. Fold 6-7, fold the Jack 5. Actually, so that's a mistake right there. This villain playing this tight, you should be opening just like 100% of your range, small blind into his big blind. Like 100%. Not almost 100%, like 100%. And then you don't need to get crazy post flop because the print just comes from literally him overfolding his big blind to you constantly. Uh, okay, fold 5-4. I need to adjust my screens too. I think when I redo my setup, I need to put like the stream screen like above the camera. Then it looks like I'm still staring at the camera, not off to the side, and kind of more so like I'm ignoring everybody or like ignoring the stream. Okay, the 5-4, we're gonna check. Here, take it down to the bottom right. 9-3 off, we fold. And we fold the 8 deuce off as well. Oh, right, that's what we're doing. Pulling up. Zoom. Fold 7-3. Deuce off. Okay, let me pull this back in here. All right, so let's check out. I think it was the week. Let's go like Saturday to Saturday or something like that. Whatever that was. We'll go Saturday to, well, Saturday to Friday. Show. Jack 7 off will bump up. Another thing too is like you have to be slightly cautious with like if you see 3-bet ranges from the big blind where small blind opens. Um, you need to be cautious with using those 3-bets strategy if villains are not opening wide enough. You can cook yourself by 3-betting super wide against them because their range is just like super tight. Fold that. Fold the ace 9. Just want to make sure when I click that browser, nothing popped up. Uh, okay, so it goes raise 3-bet. Given stack sizes and the fact that it went raise 3-bet, like click, 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 I'm just going to jam it in here. There's already 9 bigs in the pot. They only have 35 and 60 big blind stacks. So yeah, super happy to just get the money in here. Uh, we get it in very good. Run it twice, absolutely. Okay, start off strong here. Perfect. Now we're just dodging a 9 ball on the river. Oh, we hit the king as well, and the tuple king. So boom. Look at that, boat right up. Okay, it's a good start to sitting down at the new table. Obviously here, second pair, you can check back, you can see bet, both are fine. Realistically, on this board, we like see bet our entire range. So I'm pretty happy just betting there. When he does call, we're just going to look to showdown now. And we are 3-betting the ace queen, of course, and happily check down the king. If we had a better kicker, we could value bet king on the river, but when he calls there, he just has a lot of king. So we have two villains who love to call. Unfortunately, we have bricked our flop. Um, I don't even want to see bet here very often, to be honest, but I think we need to on this specific board against these specific villains where it goes bet call. And they do both let it go. So that's a great spot for that to happen. Okay, so here's the chart for the last week. We are running super hot, but even our EV is pretty good. So we've played 9,000 hands, mostly NL25 with a bit of NL50 mixed in. And we've basically made 900 so far. So cruising right through, but yeah, we're running super, super hot in a lot of spots here um, above EV. Mind you, there's a lot of this coming back because we were way below EV prior. So if like you zoom out, like the lines are pretty much together. But it looks like it was mostly like we had a couple little bumps here where we won a lot of flips in running it when we ran it twice. But overall, most hands have tracked EV pretty cleanly throughout, but just a lot of just a couple hands throughout here that kind of gapped us. But anyways, up 900, EV up over 550, mostly NL25, some NL10, some NL50 in there. Um, so over, we're playing at almost 20 BBs per 100 pretty well at NL25, I guess, if you were to round it out that way. Um, but yeah, pretty happy with that. $10,000 for 10,000 hands at the micro stakes is uh, pretty much cruising right through. Full jack deuce off. So after seeing that, if you guys are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Okay. Um, yeah, for everybody watching, make sure you guys are hitting that like button. It really does help promote the stream. Let me know if you think we should get a Discord together, and kind of bring the community together a little bit. That usually does help like grow the channel, and helps like the community members kind of talk to each other, and helps the streams for sure, because then people are like chatting to each other and rolling through and this and that, and uh, all that good stuff. So we usually stream in the morning, try to stream at night some portions of the time, like later at night, like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock start kind of thing. But yeah, Twitch is down and out for the count. I have no idea how to fix it live. So uh, when they're taking an aggressive action, I guess we just get out of the way. Unfortunately. Very strong hand, so it's definitely unfortunate to see that, but it's fine. Okay. He's queen off, potentially a little bit loose against an under the gun open, but villains don't play properly in 3-bet pots, and we're super deep, so everything about it's going to be uncomfortable for him. Deep pot, 3-bet pot, edit position. So it doesn't matter what the board is. If he has pocket aces, kings, I mean he's going to 4-bet, but theoretically, say he had pocket queens and he doesn't 4-bet there, and the board is anything but like queen 5 deuce. Um, he's going to be extremely uncomfortable in that scenario, which puts us obviously in a position of being to the advantage. Queen, queen, king, we're just going to c-bet here in the bottom left with our sevens. And we're going to bet one more time here. We're definitely going to check call the ace high. Okay, pick up a gutter shot. And we're going to 3-bet the ace. Whoa, why is that so big? Okay, I gotta be careful with my clicking here. I set it up so like I had pretty decent sizing. When we just go 150 for like multi-table purposes. Um, but it does kind of screw you in some random spots here, like going 16 bigs in this spot into him. Nice. I think we call river anyways. Like if he bets here and he went really, really big, we would be like snapping ace high, because he's not going to do that with like anything. Top right here, we just let that go. I don't like my sizing pre-flop, and kind of just cost us post. I guess that chart was cut off a little bit. I just saw it pop up on the stream. Fold the 10-5 off, fold the 8-7 off. All right. And we are 3-betting the queen 9 suited. Okay, we get cold call and he jams. That's ace king, a massive portion of the time. I think theoretically, um, he would never jam aces there with this villain in the hand. Ace king, that's just a great spot to jam there, of course. Okay, raise ace 6 suited, fold the 9 deuce. Another thing to keep in mind too is like if you're realistically just trying to move up stakes and not working on trying to like obviously you're always working on getting better, but like at the lower stakes, rake is super high. So while you're progressing through them, you need to make sure you're like table selecting properly. Um, and that means trying to keep fish on and recreationals like towards your right, which is, people with like a 40 VPIP or higher, you want like on your direct right or maybe one over. Um, and you'll see your win rate like double instantly. Because that's like a huge mistake that people make is not properly table selecting. I don't, I personally don't super worry about it at like NL25, NL50, even NL100. Most of the regs at NL50 play NL100 as well. Um, but anyways, my point is you should, even like I should be worrying about it. I just don't because there's not enough tables up and running all the time. So we'll just sit where we do. But yeah, if you're moving up stakes, you should only be playing tables. Um, I'm not sure if I need to value bet here or not. I think multi-way checking down's fine. Um, and then we just call off here. If we lose to like ace 10, that's fine. Okay, fold the nine deuce, bump up the ace nine off. We just get out of the way with the king nine. But yeah, that will like literally double your win rate overnight if you can actually table select. Oh yeah, so I guess yeah, it's slightly outside the stream here. Let me see if I can. Can't really bring it in. It just keeps shrinking on me. It's driving me nuts. Here. I guess if I go full screen, yeah, see there it is right there. So there's the full chart for the last week. That was from Saturday last week, so we're almost 7 days into that. But anyways, get that out of the way now. Okay, and the sevens will bump up. King five suited, three bet call, whichever. We'll just call here. Check. Ver Vaniper, just playing a ton of hands, just barreling a lot. So we're just looking to make some hands. Can probably just fold king five suited or three bet given his sizing from the button. Fold 10-6. But yeah, that will essentially double your win rate overnight if you can just properly table select. Okay, check the queen 10. We're gonna let that go here. So yeah, okay. Okay, so our we likes to see all these guys come back. We're gonna tighten up our ranges quite a bit. Like Ver Vanpoor's playing a ton of hands, but because they're playing very, very aggressively, we need to make sure we're not just like opening too wide into them, um, and giving them that opportunity to kind of exploit us by. I think I just check here on that seven. By us like just naturally opening too many hands into them. And we'll fold the 10-9, raise these check off. Okay. And we're just gonna see that here. Cool. So let's. Okay, why are we lagging out here? Let's try to refresh here or something. Okay, fold the five deuce, fold the 10-8. We're just gonna let this go with a three bet. A cold call. Okay, we got led into here for half pot. Fold the queen 10, fold the 9-6 off. My deck is cooked. Yeah, definitely need to readjust like the stream layout here for sure. Like my stream layout, not the layout that you guys see, but like where my monitor is and stuff. I need to get a wall mount. It's like killing my neck looking constantly to the left. These like monotone, or sorry, these like double suited boards that I think we're gonna value bet now. 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7. Like those boards, when you do c bet, you c bet small. Uh, boards that are like 7-8 king. Those, when you are c-betting, you're c-betting bigger. It's kind of like where boards are draw heavy, you go bigger, but when the boards have a lot of made hands, you go smaller. Fold to 10-6, raise the threes. I definitely appreciate everybody checking out the channel. If you do not follow me on Twitch, definitely go over there and check it out. We're just going to set mine the threes here. Currently, Twitch is down for the count. I'm not really sure what's going on with it. Let's see if maybe it's up and running again now. It does say we're live when I go check it out, but it doesn't actually um, load in. Yeah, the replay is just cooked. So I'll have to look at like stream adjustments and see what's going on there because there's something's not working right now. So tables are pretty good. We're just kind of looking to sort of hit hands on most of them against a lot of these villains. I'm kind of bricking for the last little while. I think my three bet's probably a little low. That's way higher than I thought. It's crazy. I used to think like having an 8 or 9% three bet was good. Uh, but like it's just even like 12% is pretty solid, but it feels pretty tight to me. Just think funny. Okay, standard spot. We are going to see bet there. Line versus blind, 9-3 king. He'll call a lot. He's going to call pretty wide in position, so we will do a lot of double barreling uh, into him. And this board, we're just going to check the ace. And he does let that go. Take that one down. And of course, we're value betting top left. Nothing else to do there. Definitely have to bet turn because any sort of like 7, 8, Jack, King where they have a gut shot, they're not going to be folding. So we need to be value betting there pretty much 100% of the time. Ace three suited, we are going to be three betting pretty much 100% of the time. And King Jack, we're just calling down against Mr. Excellent pretty much 100% of the time. We're gonna have the best hand here a lot with the Ace King, and we're just going to, and we're gonna raise here in the bottom left. So I'm gonna check back the Ace King, and we're gonna check unfortunately the Ace three suited here. Yeah, we just gotta let this go. Check the Ace King again. Hopefully we get to showdown here with like against like Ace Queen or King Queen or something. If he has like a King High, he probably should be betting here because we just have Ace X or a pocket pair a ton. Uh, but yeah, I think it's a good full pot bet. He doesn't ever do this with like his pocket pairs, so it's kind of like he would have to pretty well hit. Hmm. He would have had to check flush on the flop to me, which he would do, and then he would have had to check the hit, the made flush, sorry, on the turn to me, in order to pot here. But then we get it in with kings, threes versus nines here in the top right. Honestly, I don't really believe him. I just wonder. Uh-oh, dodge the heart. Guess we let that go. I don't know. It's close. It's definitely close to a call. We should definitely be calling there some portion of the time. The pot bet made it more likely that I was going to call there because it just felt really bluffy. Uh, but I think it's tough because he doesn't have like a pocket pair when he does that. Okay. Then we'll just see bet here on the ace king. Okay, fold again. A little misclick here with the king jack. Okay. let's just run this through here. We raised, he called. We value bet, he called. Okay, we're just gonna value bet again here. Calls, we make two pair on the river, and we just go for one more value bet. It's kind of gross if he shoves here, because what is he going to shove? Like deuces, fours, nines? Yeah, I guess we just call. Ace four, nice. Yeah, it's you can't fold there, obviously, but I don't think we have any reason really to overshove against him. Um, just it's tough when we go bet like raise pre, bet flop, 3/4 pot turn. Like it makes it significantly less likely he has like an ace four or an ace deuce type hand, and significantly more likely he has deuces or fours, because you should be folding those on the turn, like the ace 4x a lot of the time folds turn and stuff. Um, so it's obviously you're happy to call, like you know you don't feel good about it when he like if you if you raise pre bet pot 3/4 pot turn and blast 3/4 pot on a river ace and he like shoves into you, it feels gross. Um, but obviously you're never folding there, just to make that clear. Okay, fold the queen flower off. Okay, lots of outs for this guy though. 10, ace, queen, 8. I'll give him the best hand. Fold jack 9. Fold the 7-5. Fold the 7 off. Okay. I'm just gonna take a quick like 5-minute break. Be back after that. Just gotta do a couple things here quick. All right, everybody. We are had a good run there. 9 people watching. It's pretty good. I wish my Twitch was up and running though. That's actually driving me nuts. But anyways, yeah, I think we'll get it. I think I'm gonna set the Discord up so at least it is up and running. Um, and then we can kind of just go from there. So let's pull up today. I'm not sure. I feel like we've lost a few stacks here and there, so I'm not quite sure how up today we are or not. But I think we're okay. Yeah, we're up 100. It's fine. Can't complain about that, realistically. Can't complain, won't complain. Been losing it. Yeah, I guess makes sense that we had that big bump and then been dropping, but you're gonna lose like when you get villains at your table like this Vampor who's just playing a ton of hands and blasting like 38, 36, 71, just boom, 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 boom. You end up like folding a bunch, but then you hit a hand, right? And then you just like stack them. Um, so you're gonna be more willing to kind of put yourself in there with hands to we're gonna call the lead out here with the queen. It does check. So if you had the ace, most of the time the lead out, you would double barrel the ace. But yeah, I think just go call. Yeah, exactly. That's like 101. If you see the lead out and then the turn check, it's almost always like the straight draw or the flush draw because they feel like they lead out, you call, and then you're not going to be putting as much money in the pot. So they'll just check turn, you'll check back, and then they get their free river card is essentially kind of what they're after. Okay, we're just gonna check snap call the river if they bet. But yeah, could also value bet the river ourselves potentially in that spot. You do actually check a lot in three bet pots on the ace. Never on a king, but a lot on the ace because they have tons of aces. So we're pretty happy to just show down pocket nines here. Okay. And obviously three betting here with aces and ice wing, king, queen off, all very standard. Hopefully run into kings here and the money just goes in. That'd be cool. Well, not now, but okay, we'll just do a little pot control here with the aces on this specific board. Terrible run out. We're just gonna have to check fold here. You might have like king queen then. 6-5, 5-6. Yeah. Well, we gave him the free card. I think against this villain, we'll take a bet check bet line because he's gonna have a really, really wide range. So probably can only get two streets out of him. A lot of the time it'll be flop and a river where they're willing to call. We do fold here to the three bet. Okay. Queen eight suited will be raising. The queen jack off. We're gonna bump up as well. Check the 6-5 off. Nice. Okay, interesting. So they might just be like chasing to see all five cards and then just willing to fold if they're willing to fold in that spot there. So pretty standard spot here. They open a 4x. We three bet they call. We flop our ace. We bet they call. Check back turn. Uh, they go full pot. I think we just let the ace king go here. Um, they've shown a tendency to be pretty willing to just kind of like give up, not run too many bluffs. Um, we will be folding here to another bet on the spades, unfortunately, just because we're pinned in the middle. So we have to worry about two villains having spades. And when we have no spades, we just are cooked. And yeah, MacGyver there pretty much only calls with spade draw on turn, or like a better queen. I think we let the ace king go here. Like we're literally just hoping he has like ace queen. So don't give him credit for being willing to like pot bluff there just because we took a 3-bet check line. Um, so I think that's like ace 10, ace jack, clubs, a set of some kind. Possible that he could have the same hand every once in a while with ace king. Okay, fold the ace six offsuit. So every time I need to take a break, the stream jumps. Like when I go to take a break, we just had like 10 viewers, which was the peak of the day. And now we're back down to like 4. And it's almost always comes after that break, or when we're about to go on a break or leave. The viewership will just like spike. It's kind of funny. Okay, I'll fold the 9-4 suited. So normally we do have Twitch running as well for those of you guys kind of just coming in and out of the stream. Just today we do not. It is crashed. Don't have a clue how to fix it other than to like reset and go. I'm just gonna float in with the threes here. I feel like Itchy's gonna call pretty wide, and if we can hit a set multi-way, it's a pretty good scenario to be in. And we will fold the 6-7 off. We'll let this go. Like these villains, like Vervan Poor, again, generally speaking, when they're just blasting like this, they'll just play until they blow, get stacked on all their tables, kind of thing, and then they'll dip. Not a super great flop for kings. As soon as we check, you just like snap potting constantly and then snap checks back. I guess we check here. Eights, interesting. Kind of makes me wish I called that river, to be honest. Given the sizing, it is a little bit, it's not super tiny, but it's small enough that we can definitely call. And we're going to call one with the queens, and then we'll probably just like give up to another barrel. And I think I'm going to double barrel here in the top left. And he just leaves. Once he checks flop, like it's just extremely unlikely he checks back flop when he has a queen, like queen 10, queen jack, queen king, obviously, ace queen, stuff like that are just generally going to be barreling. But yeah, I mean, at the mic, sometimes you might feel like you're getting like quote unquote run over, but you're usually just like running into hands a lot against these villains. So you really need to stay disciplined and just be like willing to fold. Um, and a pretty good rule of thumb is just that if you cannot beat a value hand that they are check raising or three betting you with, then fold because they are not bluffing enough to like justify a call. Even like flop check raises and stuff like that, you just kind of give up pretty quickly. Okay, bump the ace 9 off, raise the 10-9 suited. Queen 7 versus queen 9. Nice hand. Fold the ace 9. Okay, we'll check the 10-9 suited. Fold the jack 8 off. Crazy to see him call two pair there. Jack 9's unfortunate from that villain. Yeah, we'll just fold the 10 deuce. And we obviously 3-bet ace king here. And I feel like I've bricked ace king like every hand we've played so far. So this is interesting. Um, it's not a great board to c bet, but like villain's obviously gonna have a super wide range. So I think future streets are just easier to play if we bet there. He has a lot of small pocket pairs in his range. Uh, he does call flop. We don't really beat a lot here, which means we either need to continue blasting and then like shove river or just check. The issue is he has all the six, sevens, sevens, eights, nine, tens suited, pocket sixes, pocket sevens, pocket eights are probably all in this guy's range because he's not going to be three betting them. Um, and we do have like six outs that we can still hit, and we do bank the king on the river. It's still gross though. If he goes like a full pot on this river, it's a pretty nasty spot for us. But once he checks, uh, we can definitely value bet here. And then we have an easy fold if he were to like check shove on us. Because the only logical reason for him to check shove would be he has like pocket sixes, sevens, eights, and he knows we're going to value bet like a king here, like ace, king, king, queen, king, jack. And then he can like check shove into us. They bet flop. No. So we're going to value bet flop or value bet turn once they check back flop. We do get clicked into, which is interesting. Jack queen gets there. Most of his jack queen bets flop though. Snap gives up. Queen jack. Thank you. I mean, how do you snap give that up? Wild. Gross river though. Crazy not barreling that flop though too. Okay, bet the queen 10. Raise the 5-4 suited. This is why, like, even though we know that when like where's that hand king suited? When villains donk lead the river, it's almost always a nutted hand, right? We've come to that conclusion. But it's also very good for you to donk lead into villains on the river because of exactly that, where they will not value bet anywhere near what they should be value betting. So you're just losing a ton of value if you don't. If you're check calling with a value hand, or you go check call, and you bank the river, like you almost always need to lead out, especially when it's flush. Like if there's two cards to a flush out there, and you go check call, and then the flush hits the river, you pretty much need to lead out 100%, even though it's obvious. You know what I mean? At least into like the recreationals. Into regs, it's a bit of a different story, but into regs, you just need to lead out there. Um, because they're not going to be value betting. And if they have a flush, they'll shove over you anyways. Um, but they'll just check like anything that's like a two pair, top pair, two pair, like a set, something like that. When flush comes in, they just give up. There's no ranging. There's just like, oh my God, there's a flush out there. I'm cooked. I'm done. Like I fold. Okay, the 8-5 off. We just let go. Okay, we'll fold the 9-6. Okay, we'll fold the Jack 4 offsuit. Okay, fold the 10-4 suited. Fold the 9 deuce suited. Fold the King 5. Fold the King 6. Okay, and we're gonna bump up the ace king, and we defend the King 6 suited. Check the ace king. Um, I think we'll just fold the fives to the ISO there. We do need a value bet here with the ace. He just like jump and switch sides. It's not cool, bro. Thank you though. Punishment for doing that, if you ask me. Okay, well, it's turning into a bit of a madhouse here, so we're just going to play out to our blinds. We're going to check call here with the nine, and we're going to value bet the queen. We're going to check here. So yeah, we're just going to play out to our blinds. Actually, we're not doing that. Cancel that. Actually, yeah, we'll just do that. We'll cash games it on next week. We'll play out our blinds, and then that'll be that. We'll give him one more chance to blast here if he wants to bluff. The eight did come in, but I feel like he would have double barreled on the turn when the eight comes in, or continued barreling, I should say, on a three if he had like eight, nine, ace eight, pocket eights, five, eight. Maybe not pocket eights. Pocket eights is probably the only hand that should be like the only eight that should check turn, I think, because it has tons of showdown value. Even like five, eight, seven, eight, I guess. Those are all reasonable hands there. I'm gonna call though. That makes like the nine eight doesn't make a ton of sense, but having a pair plus the eight makes enough sense for sure. Yes,